Hi everyone, I hope you guys all had a wonderful Christmas and are ready for a new year. I can't believe it's here. So 3 years ago I had published a behind the scenes bloopers type of video similar to this one, and I get a lot of requests for another one like it, and I thought this year I'm going to do it. Gotta say it does take a lot of time to sort through probably thousands of video clips to put it together, but I enjoyed it. I came across lots of neat things that I had forgotten about, and hopefully you guys will enjoy it. And I promise, come next week I'll have a normal video for you again. I know I had skipped here the week of Christmas, and now this one isn't quite my normal, but we'll get back into the swing of things, I promise. So I'm going to use the video from 3 years ago to kind of keep on track of what all I'm going to put in this one. And I know 3 years ago I had started out by talking about my voice, like how I sometimes actually sound in my videos. Of course, I always edit those parts out when I'm, yelling something from across the room or across the driveway, or just being my usual, probably bossy self. I feel like I always sound kind of bossy in my videos. I'll throw a few of those clips in here. And most of you know this, that Pennsylvania Dutch is our main language spoken here at home, so you're probably not going to understand most of the things I'm saying here. I'll try to put some text on the screen for you, or maybe you can try to figure it out, because I know a lot of our words are English that we use with the Pennsylvania Dutch, so you might be able to kind of decipher what we're saying.
Section stick brood in a Ziploc bag here, that is too.
He called us cheap scraped jelly. He's doing the hot bed.
Viewers order sweet potatoes that are order of this. Now who just eats sweet potato? Ik weet niet in een bag hier. Hap één kaart, hap een grote griet, en dan nog wel wat eten met stil mama. So annoying this. You'll be insane.
It's kind of crazy to you.
Kan man net just in det. Det er ikke godt ud. Gråthalde så bare det små gråthalde, right? Set you on brace on it. And yes, Pebbles is still a lap kitty. She will jump into my lap anytime I sit down. I have a few of those clips here. And for those of you that don't know our cats, we have Pebbles. She is around 10 years old, and she's a girl kitty, and her and I really stick together around here because we're the only, females in the house. And Twinkle is our male cat. He's around 14 years old. He's really smart and ornery, like we get so many laughs out of him. Right now he's kind of under the weather. Hopefully he'll snap out of it, but he was in another nasty cat fight. I think that's what he's been doing, and ended up taking him to the vet. He had an infection in one of his wounds, but hopefully he'll snap out of it. I do notice, the older he gets, it takes him more time to get over some of these things, so crossing my fingers. As I'm talking here, he's actually right here in front of me. I don't think you guys can see him, but he's purring. I hear him. And then as far as background things that go on as I'm filming, you guys wouldn't believe how much of that I have to edit out, which it's fine, but it's kind of funny, looking back over them just to see all the action sometimes in the background. And then there's always still those people that kind of forget that I'm filming somehow. And there's also one around here that will do silly things in front of the camera if I have it, rolling and I run, in to get something. And then once I'm editing later, I'll find these clips. It's so funny. I won't put all of those in here. And I noticed as I was going through some of these clips, like how buggy our house is. Like I'm almost embarrassed at how many, stink bugs and ladybugs and even flies that are flying around. You guys probably think we live in a bug-infested house, which sometimes I feel like we do. And getting into the bad filming, the too light or too dark or blurriness, still have some of that, but I feel like it's improved. I actually upgraded to another camera that I'm able to shoot in auto mode, and I'm pleased with it versus having to shoot manual. And for those of you that don't know, I do all of my own filming. Like there's no one ever behind the camera, so I can't, stand there and see if everything is in focus. So I guess I'll use that as an excuse. Now and then when I use something other than my tripod to hold my camera in place, this will happen. I had showed you 3 years ago how often I just do things myself. Like, I am an impatient person. I don't really wait around for people to come help me when I should sometimes. And later on, sometimes when I see the clips, I think, I probably shouldn't have been doing that, with my back, or just not the smartest moves, but I still do that. I try to do things myself. Now and then I'll throw a few clips of the video from 3 years ago in here. In fact, watching back over that one, I feel like this one isn't going to be come up to those standards as far as, I don't think I have as many, bloopers and really funny clips, but I thought I'd still, share what I have here. And let's talk about the weather, which don't we always? I just kind of laugh to myself again how often I bring up the weather. We have a really cold day today here in Ohio. So fall is in the air here in Ohio. We've had a beautiful rainy morning, and if you hear the... I'm not sure, I do like nature. Is that why I kind of feel like I should, tell you guys what the weather is doing here in Northeast Ohio all the time. And today, finally, the sun is out. I don't think there's a cloud in the sky. It's so beautiful. We have a beautiful late summer morning here in northeastern Ohio. Today, we did get a few showers, and I think there's more rain in the forecast. And we're actually forecasted to have some severe storms this afternoon. So this is what is happening today, April 4th. Not cool. We are having quite the foggy and dreary Ohio weather. You guys wouldn't believe. Finally in the spring season, although just a bit ago it did not look like that on the outside. You wouldn't believe it. Here we are in the latter part of April, and we actually have snow showers today. It's just coming down nicely. There's no wind or thunder, no storms like we've had recently. I know in the other videos someone had commented that maybe I secretly want to be a meteorologist or something, and I started to wonder that myself, but I thought that was a funny comment. And some of my favorite projects from the past couple years are, I think my all-time favorite item that I did is the screen door that is here off of the kitchen. I love that door. I love bringing the outside in if it's, nice and weather permitting, of course. No, it's not perfect, but it does function very well for us for a screen door. And again, bringing that nature inside, love it. And another favorite thing is the island that John made for me. I just love the look of it, and I also love the top, like working on that quartz top. I never really had a hard surface like that here in the kitchen to work on, and it's so much fun, rolling out dough, or I had done all of my chapsticks this winter that we sold. I had made all of those on that island. It was just something about that cold hard surface that I liked working on. And a few other things are when I repainted the kitchen cabinets. I can't believe how they looked before. I'm almost embarrassed again that you guys saw how terrible they looked, but it was such an easy, cheap upgrade. Like, I definitely do it again just every couple years if that's what it takes. There's also some outdoor projects that I just love that we did this year. In fact, just looking over these videos, it really gave me mood to just keep adding. I have some new ideas that I want to do. And some of the things that I noticed as I was going through these clips, or one thing that I noticed, I wonder what you guys think about this, but maybe it's not good that I go over my own clips, from way back, but I started second guessing myself about some of the things that we did. One of them is underneath our large deck to the side of the house here. We had added that lattice with the window, and I have vines, spinning over it. And I love that look, but I did see a clip from before we had that lattice that I really liked as well. Then I started second guessing myself. Should we just remove that lattice again? I don't know. What do you guys think? I really like the lattice during the summertime, when the vines are spinning up over it. But gotta say right now it's kind of stark, the white. Maybe if I'd painted another color. Not sure, but it really stands out more now, being that it's wintertime. But I guess spring is right around the corner, right? Something else I noticed in here as I was going through older clips was back when I didn't have wallpaper in the dining area, I really kind of like that fresh look as well. I mean, I do like the wallpaper too, but I started second guessing myself. Like, should I remove the wallpaper again? I know some of you had predicted that in the comment section when I posted that video, but at this point, I still like it, well enough. I'll probably leave it, but I can see myself removing it or, changing it out maybe in the next couple years or so. And yes, I still have lots of talking mess ups. I had shared with you how I just erase and re-record when I'm trying to, speak into the camera. It's just not easy for me. There's just seldom that I can talk for more than, just seconds maybe without, putting a cut in as I'm editing or removing words, or it's just hard for me. I'm not a natural in front of the camera, as you can see here. So I hope you guys enjoyed the spring home tour. I have something I I hope you guys enjoyed the spring home tour. So much fun. I do have something I hope you guys enjoyed the spring home tour. I do have one more thing I want to show you. And I feel honored that they named a box after me. What I have here are the treatments. The project we're going to be working on involves our fire pit area. I do have less ums and ands and uhs as I'm talking. I did notice that. I know I had shared with you the other time. So today I'm going to work on that today. And when I saw this tray, so here, and I have some good news that I had, especially when I started out with the channel. I think that was kind of my way of filling in space, was just by saying, and here. I think I use that word a lot too, but I feel like that has improved. I still have some of it, but it's okay. I also noticed as I was going through these clips that I really climb up over things. I don't know how smart that is. I should probably, again, wait on people to help me, but often I'm just, in a hurry and I'll just, get it myself. I did have one climbing situation that wasn't really funny at the time. It's kind of funny now to me because I didn't hurt myself, but brace yourself for this one. I know that can actually happen. I always thought I'm careful with my ladder, how I place it, but somehow I just slipped off that sill and just kind of slow motion almost, it seemed, like slid to the side. And I didn't hurt, I know I hurt my arm or hand just a little bit, like a scratch. It wasn't anything that, I don't think I was even sore the next day. It wasn't that bad. It might have looked worse than it actually was, but kind of taught me to, always be careful with ladders because bad things can happen with, ladder accidents. I realize that. We have a lot of wildlife here in our property, which I love, but sometimes it gets too bold, as you can see here. I'm sure some of you remember this clip. Okay guys, you won't believe this. There is a raccoon in my house. I do love wildlife, but sometimes I wish we'd have less raccoons. They are really destructive. They get onto my feeders and they've destroyed, flower pots on the outside, but they sure are cute though. And speaking of our property, we live on rocks. I've told you guys before, but as I was going through these clips again, I really realized that how rocky it is. Like, we can't dig a hole without, hitting a rock. I guess we try to put those rocks to use, by using them in our landscape, and it does look really natural in our setting here with, using rocks for landscaping. And I have a confession to make. You guys, I know I've had people that I talk to just, around here that are always like, how do you get everything done? And how do you get, so much done and stay motivated? And I don't always feel like I do, honestly, but here is one project I'll confess to that I didn't ever finish. Like, I had intentions of starting this. My goal was to lay one rock a day. Well, I guess I should start in the beginning here, but I want a rock path, or kind of a rock footpath from our house to the Etsy shop, because we walk through there a lot, and sometimes it's, muddy or rainy, and it would just be nice to be able to step onto a rock. and I wanted the rocks to be flush, you know, in the ground so we could still mow over them. And I thought this a couple winters ago, I thought if I would lay 1 rock per day, surely by the end of the winter I'd have my path. And yeah, it stopped after I think 6 or 7 rocks. It's still at that point, just a couple years later. But when I saw those clips, when I came across them, I thought, should that be my goal for this winter? Maybe finish that stone walkway. We'll see. I do have some random, you know, clips of interest that I'll throw in here. Here's something I have to do if I want to get, you know, different kind of stages of me, you know, doing something. I always wonder if you guys think about it, you know, how I have to, you know, run back and get the camera and set it up again at another place. I always felt kind of silly doing that at first, you know, before I was used to it. It definitely, you know, seems like a waste of time, but once I'm editing, I kind of like to have those different clips. I think it looks, you know, better in a video to have some of those in there. But I have gotten some questions from people that ask, you know, how do you do that if you don't have anyone, you know, behind the camera? It's really simple, you know, you just have to manually do it. Here's a pretty major lawn blooper. I'm not sure had I showed you guys this or not, but I had accidentally used a weed killer to treat my clover. I had a few patches of clover starting to grow back here, and just didn't use the right product. I was pretty horrified when things started to turn brown and I could tell exactly where I sprayed. I thought this was kind of funny when I came across it. John and I are trying to move this piece of furniture up the little hill there on our driveway, and it was super slick that day and it was almost impossible to do, but we finally got it done. It was kind of hard for me to refrain from not, you know, taking off or stopping quick here with John behind me holding the boat. I could have been really mean, but I tried to go smoothly. I'm not sure had I ever told you guys how it went the first time I used a pressure canner. I accidentally removed that little knob that is on the top before it was time to remove it, and there was still pressure in the canner. And I tell you guys, steam shot up to the ceiling, and I ran into the living room and kind of hid behind a wall to watch it. I couldn't put that cap back on like after I had removed it. I was just too scared, I guess. But there was literal, like I saw, it looked like fire shooting out of that small spout. It won't even look bad or sound bad here as I'm doing it, but trust me, it was frightening. I kind of stood behind the wall and watched it until everything, you know, died down, but I literally saw color come out of that little hole, like with the steam. It just looked like flame to me. So I think this first batch is finished, and I gotta say I was a little intimidated with this pressure in here. It's just something new for me. I was kind of paranoid. I thought, what if it would explode? And that holds like 15 pounds. So if this gauge climbs up, you know, past 15, it should let air or steam escape through there. And I noticed when this gauge was up even close to 15, some of it started bubbling out of here. So I guess we're safe with that, right? But it said to remove this. And then and there, I remember thinking, I'm not sure that I'll use this thing again, but I ended up using it then later on and it worked fine. This struck me kind of funny that I'm standing beside John reading my orchard book to him as he's, you know, doing all the manual labor. I think I'm reading the instructions, you know, step by step on how to plant these fruit trees in our orchard. Fixing a charcuterie board, not sure would that count, but I've actually never fixed one, so I'm kind of excited to just... I can't remember what fell here, but I remember almost having a heart attack. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I know it wasn't a lot of, just random funny bloopers, maybe like last time, but a couple of them here and there. And it's just kind of interesting, I guess, sometimes to see, what actually goes on behind the scenes, and just some of the clips that never get put into the videos, I guess. So getting to the announcements, you probably saw on the thumbnail that I have a new YouTube channel. I am really excited about it. At this point, there's probably only maybe 1 or 2 videos on it. And no, it's not another, DIY type channel. This is something totally different. You guys know how I feel about nature sounds, and just we are blessed here on our property with that, like during the spring, summer, and fall months especially, and even during the winter time if you venture outside. But during the summer, it's easier to hear it because you're outside more or have the windows open. But we're just blessed with many birds that are singing, and I have a waterfall or a water garden in the backyard. I can hear that sound. We have a creek down in the bottom. Now and then we'll hear that if there's lots of rain. And I thought, how fun would that be to kind of compile everything together, the birds and the creek, and put some peaceful piano music in it. And I know you guys enjoy that too, because I can tell by the comments. And I've wanted to do this for myself. Like, this is something I would listen to maybe during the winter when I'm feeling, we have these short days here in Ohio, and when I just need that kind of green or bird fix. So I'm putting together some videos, and I'll probably name them like different names, kind of fitting for whatever is going on in the video. And the first one I made that I know for sure that's going to be on the channel is called Mockingbird Meadows. And you guys know how I feel about my mockingbirds down there in the field. They're always just singing on high, and they sound so happy and cheerful. And I'm just using all natural sounds from around here, and then just, adding some pictures and music to it. And some of the videos probably won't have different pictures, maybe just, one picture kind of fitting to whatever sound you're hearing. I've seen that in nature videos already, but I actually listen to those sometimes when I'm, taking a bath or trying to fall asleep. I just like to listen to peaceful nature sounds. So I thought, how fun would that be to put some of those together from, sounds from around here. And the channel is White Cottage Music, so if you want to check it out, I have the link down below in the description box. So we'll see what all happens with that. I'm excited to even have new ideas I can't wait for the spring birds, and now that I know I have this channel, I'll definitely be doing a lot of recording. The wood thrush, I can't wait to make a video on just the sound of the wood thrush. That's my favorite summer bird. And the other thing I wanted to talk about is I'm going to cut back on how much videos I publish this winter. And for now, it'll just be this winter. I think I'll continue back on track, come springtime. But after, doing this for 6 years, it's probably the best thing I've ever done. Like, I've had so much, fulfillment. I appreciate all of you guys. I feel like I have a whole new friend base, through YouTube here. And I'm not thinking at all of quitting, so don't worry about that. But after, doing this for, almost 6 years, or I think it is over 6 years now, I have a lot of things that have been neglected around here, because being that I just love, making videos, I'm always kind of prioritizing that, and then I feel like I'm neglecting some other things. So I want to catch up on some things around here. It's mostly just cleaning out corners and organizing, and I think my word for this year is going to be purge. I just want to go through our whole house and just get rid of things. And some of the things I'm going to be doing, I mean, sure, I could record it and maybe create some organizing videos, but sometimes I just want to get something done and not have to film it. It does take more time. I'm not, complaining though, but I just thought how fun that would be to just go through our property and just do some organizing, feel more caught up, and then get back on track with my videos. So that's kind of what I'm planning on doing. And there's something else I want to work on this winter that I'll share later on, but I know if I'd skip a few videos, I'd have time to do that. So that's kind of my goal. And plus, our oldest, Kenny, is getting married in April. I can't believe it. We're so excited. And I just thought, how fun would that be to not be quite as busy with, making videos his last few months here at home, and just kind of enjoying some of those things as well. So that's my plan, but everybody kind of smiles around here when I say that, because they all think, oh, you're going to be publishing a video every week like you normally do. But I'm going to stay disciplined and just kind of make myself stop and just do other things and get, on top of things, and then hopefully continue with my normal video schedule. So I guess that's pretty much it as far as announcements. We do have a few other small changes we plan to make this year, and maybe even some additional things we want to add, but I'll talk more on that later. It's nothing major, but I thought I'd, kind of update you guys on the video situation at least. I hope you're all having a wonderful new year. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.